Yo, what's going on, you guys? It's Barry here. In today's video, me and my friend Little Boss 2003, or Andrew, you'll hear me call him that a lot. We wanted to talk about Modern Warfare. The trailer came out today on Twitter, of all things. I don't know why. It just did. But we're gonna be playing Modern Warfare Master in the background. But we're gonna be talking about it. We're just gonna say our thoughts on it, say what we're concerned about, and I actually know a few things that he doesn't, and I'm gonna talk to him about. We're gonna get our feedback on it. So with that out of the way, let's go right into the video.
Let's do this.
So one thing I did want to talk about is, what do you think about the October 25th release date, though, dude? Like, I think it's a good thing, but a bad thing. Yeah, but I feel like they're gonna be rushed, but... Because, I mean, Black Ops 4 released even earlier than this, when this game releases, and it didn't launch in the best state. It's still not in the best state. Ooh, enemy. It did. Another thing I do want to say is, though, is the fact that, did you ever realize, I don't think you ever knew this, but the game, when it does come out, will still have PlayStation exclusivity. It will still have PlayStation exclusivity, meaning we get the DLC first, which I don't think should exist, but that does tie into the next thing. That ties into the next thing, the game's going to be cross-platform. Meaning we are actually going to be able to play with people on Xbox and PC. They have confirmed it. They don't, honestly. Especially in this game, they don't. It's actually it's way harder. It's a lot harder. I've seen a lot of people talk about it, and they say console's easier and way better to use. But I'm happy they're doing console things. But I don't know how it's going to work out, because we're going to be playing with Xbox people with guns that they can't use unless they pick it up. I think it's... Because it's already been confirmed, though, that it's going to be console exclusive. So I don't know how they're going to do that, though, which I'm kind of worried about, if I'm being honest with you. There's also not going to be a season pass. All DLC maps and future content will be free. That was confirmed. All of it will be free. All of that will be free. Another thing which is pretty cool about it is, with that cross-platform point, it's actually something that's really shocking is, which I didn't think they ever would do this, okay, besides the free DLC, the cross-platform and stuff. They're going to be doing... There may not be a minimap. Due to a recent leak, there may not be a minimap, which I'm a little concerned about. It's a big thing about COD. Like, it's what made COD kind of famous here. I mean... It does, and I don't think... I mean, with the BO4 one, it changed it, but it didn't change it up so much. Like, it changed it, but it made it where you could... where the minimap was still there and you knew where everything was. I don't think that's going to work out so well. If they do take it out, it'll be kind of like the 150 health and the whole healing thing. Now, I'm not sure if it is manual healing or regenerate. I really... Yeah, I did too. I really did enjoy the manual. Yeah, the manual healing was kind of cool. I think it made it where the good players could become better because they knew when to heal. And you actually, what has been tested, it put all of us on an equal skill gap, because not everyone was used to it yet. I mean, I was instantly used to it pretty much because I just knew what the button was, so I started doing it. But the thing about it is, I don't know how it's going to work with that. I do want manual healing to return, but I'd be fine if it didn't. But I liked it, but I like automatic healing for other modes. But what I think could happen is there's manual healing for only one mode, which is hardcore TDM. Meaning, what I mean is you can only heal in hardcore TDM. None of the other, and like all the big team modes like Kill Confirmed, Hardpoint, Dom, and TDM in hardcore, but you only had one heal per life, kind of like the stem shot thing in hardcore and Black Ops 4. And then just have automatic healing for all the other modes. and then have no healing and like search and destroy, because that's why hardcore search and destroy is so competitive. I think that's how it could work with manual healing. Other than that, I don't think they're going to do it. Another thing about the game, the M4 is confirmed, the AK is confirmed, the 1911 has been confirmed, and the MP5 has been confirmed for weapons as in the game as of right now. Another thing is, what guns do you want to see in the game? I mean, I want to see the Honey Badger return or the Lynx, whichever one they decide, but it's basically the same gun. I like both of them. I want to see the Barrett return, definitely. Barrett's one gun I do want. The Desert Eagle, yeah, the Desert Eagle I know is probably going to return. It's been in every Modern Warfare game. It's kind of like the iconic thing. Another thing about it is, I do not want to see the 3-lane map design return. Like, I really like 3-lane maps, don't get me wrong, like BO4's maps. But I like maps like these, where there's little areas, like it's still kind of 3-laney, but you have these little choke points, like I can go underground in the sewer system and get under people inside the pipelines, and like, name of the map. Yeah, but I don't think they're going to be able to do it. Now, one thing I do want to say is, since it will be a $60 game with free maps, which they're stepping in the right direction, it's not going to be a free-to-play game, but they're putting free-to-play elements, kind of like the item shop from Fortnite, but with a paywall, which I'm fine with, as long as you don't lock actual meaningful content behind a paywall. Another thing is, when I was looking through the pre-order bonuses today, I looked through it a second time after you left, and I looked through all of them, and I did not see any items for in-game. So, does that mean there's not going to be, like, major, like, really major? I mean, the con points are confirmed to be with the pre-order, so I know there's going to be supply drops in it. But what I'm saying, will there be things like character skins? Because that's one of the pre-orders we had in BO4, which is not in there yet anymore, as a pre-order bonus. There's no season pass, so that's been completely taken out. And I honestly think if you're going to buy a game, like buy the special edition, I think the digital one's the way to go. Another thing is, I did not see a beta icon anywhere, or a beta thing, so I don't think there's going to be a beta. Which, to be honest, I'd be fine with. Beta is nice, but I don't want a lot of content in a beta. I want a lot of content to be locked behind the paywall. Alright, one more thing before we move on to the campaign, which is actually what I'm going to talk to you next about. Do you want weapon kits in the Mastercrafts like BO4, the weapon kits from this game, or weapon variants from like World War II to return in the next game, but as a in-game currency system that you play for? Yeah. Like kind of like crypto keys existed. But I honestly also, I'd be fine if supply drops did return, but as a form where you couldn't buy them, but they were there, that you only got one every, you only maybe got two every hour, which people would complain about, but there was daily contracts like World War II to earn them, where you couldn't buy them. There was only weapon skins unlocked, and everybody who played the game got DLC weapons early. But I understand for people who play on PlayStation to get the maps early, because instead of weapons, since it's going to be crossplay, for about a week, if you played in a certain playlist, you'd only play against PS4 players and stuff. But then but only maps. No, not weapons, none of that, because weapons won't really work. Like, literally, it wouldn't work. You couldn't do it. And they've never kept weapons behind a exclusivity thing. It's until BO4. Yeah. Another thing about it being cross-platform, what I would love to see is if you own the game on one console and you have a COD account, you can transfer it to another for absolutely free. The reason I would love to see this is because I would love to play COD on Xbox at some point, because you could make it where you just switch over to the Xbox, because I love the a lot of the Xbox people, because they're really fun, and I want to be able to play with Xbox friends, you know what I mean? Because how are they going to let it, if it's cross-platform, how am I going to play with friends? How am I going to be able to do those things? They have a helicopter now, okay. How am I going to be able to do those things with friends if there's not like an Epic's Games friend list type thing? Because we already know they're not going to put that much effort in. So how am I going to do it? You can't add friends like that from the game. I mean, cross-platform's cool enough. Don't get me wrong, I'm happy they're doing it. But I'm not so sure on how they're going to be able to. Because no COD has ever done it before. And those cross-platform games have their own friends list. Like, Epic's has an Epic Games friend list or whatever. Like, the Epic Friends or whatever. How are they going to do it? Like, no other game that's cross-platform has ever done this. Like, nothing in Call of Duty's size. Like, everyone's like, well, Fortnite's bigger. Yes, it may be bigger in popularity. But Call of Duty has existed longer with a pretty standard formula. You buy the game, you play the game. You might get bored of the game for a little bit. But that's the formula that's been there for years. I'm a little concerned how they're going to do it, but I know, since it's Infinity Ward, and since a lot of the respawn people who made Apex Legends, who actually worked on COD 4 and Modern Warfare 2, who have worked on the best CODs in the franchise, have actually returned to Infinity Ward, so I think it'll be I think it'll work. Yeah, another one small thing I did want to say is, with the campaign, it is gonna hit close to freaking home. Like, literally, I watched Prestigious Keys video, which I'll actually link in the description. Literally, one of the missions, you're a little girl and your village just got, like, bombed, okay? From an unknown, like, bombing, like, plane or whatever. And you see your mom just under the rubble. You're 8 years old. Infinity Ward said this, so it's gonna be like the No Russian Mission Impact. It's just gonna be, and like, you see these, like, it's like you're turning on the news in real life, and you're seeing these events, but you're actually playing through them. It will. It definitely will. I'm excited to see what it's gonna be like, but I'm worried to see how people are gonna react, because we already know that this game is going to be the most political game we've ever seen. BO1 was political, MW2 was definitely political, BO2 was political. Those were the only really political games. I mean, MW2, you became a terrorist and killed people, and what the news would say realistic, which in real life it's not, because, you know, none of the cops ever fought back. But I don't know how they're going to do it. Another thing about it is, it's not going to be a continuation of the trilogy. Meaning, any of the characters who have died can return, meaning Ghost, Soap, who died in Modern Warfare 3, Ghost, who died in Modern Warfare 2. Heck, we could even see Gaz from COD 4, which I don't think we would, because it'd be kind of weird for Gaz to talk to Ghost since they're the same voice actor, but it could work. But, you know, it's going to be interesting. They also have stated that, in Prestigious Key video, you know, when you shoot a wall, how you sit the regular old penetration image or whatever, like, it shows it. Well, in the campaign, since this is all mostly specific, the graphics, like, each individual laid brick is different and individual. There's actual depth to it, like, it's been meticulously designed. Another thing about it is, when you shoot a wall, how you can, like, see just the standard thing go through it, it's going to be more like Rainbow Six Siege, where you can see each bullet hole on both sides of both walls. Yeah, it's going to be both. It's going to be like that in the campaign. So it's going to be pretty cool. It's going to be a lot of interesting. I mean, it's really, the graphics look beautiful. You know how the scopes kind of aren't really realistic with, like, the lens and stuff in Call of Duty? They're actually doing that. Like, on the ACOG scope, the 2 times, it actually looks like you're looking through a lens. Which, when I heard that, I was like, I'm excited now because I love games like Rainbow Six, where you can see small little details and stuff. Another thing about it is I love shooting like ARs and stuff like that in real life. And like the lens distortion, you can see it, and if that's true and that's coming to Modern Warfare, I'm actually really happy about it, and I'm hyped about this game. I mean, I'm gonna probably pre-order it digitally because if it's gonna be a cross-platform game, I have no reason to buy it as the disc version because I'm gonna want to play it digitally most likely. I mean, I'm not gonna want to play it through, you know, I mean, I'm gonna buy it digitally so I have it ready day zero, so it's ready to play the game with friends on other platforms. Another thing I do want to see about it is the title. The title. GG's Infinity Ward. The one thing that I was worried about when I initially heard the title was that they said that the game was going to be called Modern Warfare. Well, what we're currently playing is Modern Warfare Remastered, so how are they going to work that? They can't call it... this game is a Modern Warfare. Yes, it is COD 4 Modern Warfare Remastered, but on the box and on the labels, it is just called Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered. So they're going to have to change that somehow. I bet you they'll figure it out. But you know what the differences are. But I don't know if people... I mean, there's a lot of not smart people in this world. So, you know, some people probably wouldn't understand it. But I do think that it's going to work out well. I mean, what do you even get in the most expensive edition? You get the 3,000 COD points. You get a dynamic theme. Here, it's under store, I bet. I bet you it's in the store. It's not in the store. Okay. But here, I'm going to look it up on my phone real quick. And I'm going to tell you what all comes in that edition. In each edition that if you pre-order it digitally. This is all digital, keep that in mind. Everything that I'm going to say is going to be digital. Now, is there anything you wanted to say about the game? Okay. Here are the 3 editions. The standard edition is just the basic game. If you pre-order it digitally, you get a custom in-game tactical knife, prestige tokens in Black Ops 4, which if you're Prestige Master, you have no reason for it. You get the all gillied up Operator Pack. If you buy the Operator Edition, you get everything included except for the 3,000 COD points. And if you buy which I believe is $75, something like that. But if you buy the Operator Enhanced Edition, you get the 3,000 COD points. I'll probably buy the most expensive one for the COD points, because, you know, I'd play the game enough. But that Operator Edition, how much does that cost? Because you probably would want that one, because you probably want all the cool stuff. Just the game? Yeah, but you know how cool. But what I mean, but the one did say, what I didn't say is, it comes with everything except for the Crew Expendable Operator Pack and the War Pig Operator Pack. Those are all missions from this game. Crew Expendable is the first main mission you play on the Eureka? Something like that. It's some ship. It's a cargo ship. You first do the training mission, then you go there. You find out it's some bomb. It's written in Arabic. Starts the whole campaign. All Gillied Up is prices when he shoots the cave in the arm when they're crawling through Chernobyl right before that mission. And then War Pig is the campaign mission where you're defending the tank. Actually, I think it's the one you're driving the tank. It's one of the two. But I do think that's kind of cool. And then I probably buy the most expensive one. I want to know how much they actually cost. I know one of them's 100 because they always will have some 100. But like in multiplayer?
Yeah, like depending if the map is good or not, like have 4-wheelers or something like that.
I don't know if the maps are going to be big enough, but Call of Duty used to have tanks in it. Back in COD World at War, which I thought was really, really cool. Putting that out there. Now, another game that I'm worried about is about this COD. I don't know if it's gonna work, if it's gonna sell really well. Because I mean, you got on one hand, you got a Star Wars game that everyone has been looking forward to for years. You have the next Ghost Recon game, which is looking great. Then you have Borderlands 3, which Borderlands 3 is gonna sell like hotcakes. I mean, Borderlands the Handsome Collection is going free. Like, it is literally going free in June, in this next coming month, which I never thought would honestly happen. Here's Call of Duty Modern Warfare. The Operator Edition is $80, and then the regular edition is $60, as we already know. It is available 147 days. Now, one thing is the release date. October 25th. I don't like that date. I don't like it. I'd say if you're gonna release a game, go to the next week and release it in November 3rd. The reason you want to release it around November 3rd-ish, November 2nd, whatever that next Friday is, when October leaves and November begins, the reason I'd release it then is because you're going to get a lot more people playing day one. Like, I don't know the football schedule that me and you have, but, like, I don't think we'd have a game that day, but we could. I mean, it's not going to kill me, but, you know, at the end of the day, it's not going to be the greatest thing of all time if they do release it on that release date. Hey, Kyle, how you doing? We're just talking about the Modern Warfare trailer and for a video and stuff. But I can't
say nothing yet because it was just a little trailer. I want to see what that player and all that looks like.
Well, no one knows. I'm already going to pre-order it because it's Modern Warfare. We haven't had one in over 8 years. But one small thing is the release date, not so keen on it. I'm not so keen on the no minimap leak. I'm not happy about the no minimap leak. I swear if there's no minimap of multiplayer, something's gonna go wrong with me. Another thing is, I want to see 28 plus guns at launch. I really want to see 60 plus, but 28 is at least. Because nowadays in most games, we get like 13 guns at launch. Like 4 assault rifles, 2 pistols, 6 SMGs, 8 assault rifles, 6 SMGs, 1 melee, 3 snipers, and something like that. I also don't want to see a Dark Matter clone. I don't want to see Black Sky Return or any of those. I want to see, for Modern Warfare Remastered, if you once you get to the Dark Matter point or you get gold on every single gun in the game, I want to see a camo like that. Maybe it's animated but not animated. Like maybe you get like the All Gilead Up pack, which is one of the pre-order bonuses. Maybe instead of getting like a gun, like a weapon kit, like that's based off of that, you get like a 1 free weapon kit you get to pick out. Like maybe you get to pick out, like in Modern Warfare, you get to pick out like the let's say the TAC fighter, you know, that one or whatever. You get to pick out one of those. You get to pick like a free supply drop, or you get like once you get to like the now I'm talking about like prestige rewards and prestige master rewards. But as prestige rewards, you could honestly give us where every time you prestige, you could get a double XP token. Because I remember in Modern Warfare 3, when you prestige, you get a token to get double XP.
I'm just reading something. If you
Yeah, and I think that's dumb, because I'm already Prestige Master. I'd have no purpose for it. Now, what I think it could do is with that Prestige token, you could use it in any mode. Because I am not yet Prestiged in Zombies. So, I mean, I prestige once in zombies, but I really, really like certain perks, and I'm trying to get to prestige master in there as well. I could get a perk I don't have yet when I prestige next and have 2 of them, or I could, like, keep a gun I want. Like, I love using the ICR, and actually, I think that's the first area you get. Like, I'm starting to use the KN in zombies a lot. I could keep the KN and maybe a perk or something, and not have those reset. Another thing I want to see is, another thing that's funny about the game is, everything in a building, like when you enter a building, everything was going to be 1-to-1. Like when you're walking through your house, items are actually going to be that small. Like computers are going to be that small. They're going to be the regular size. They're not like when you walk to like a window, you know how when you walk to like a small little like brick, like when I'm looking at on my screen, when you walk up to it, your gun is smaller than it and it's exaggerated. It's gonna be that small in real, like it is in real life. It's gonna be completely different. It has been no third mode confirmed at all, by the way. But yeah, I've touched on that. I'm excited about it, but I don't know how it's gonna work. But that's about all we. But that's about all I really have to say on it. You guys have any other things you gotta say? I mean, we've covered the campaign. We've covered everything in multiplayer. Standoff? What do you mean standoff? It's a Treyarch map. They can't. They legally can't. They can't do it. It's an Activision-owned property. Activision would have to give them the green light, and so would Treyarch. But that's, I believe, all we have time for this video, or else it's going to be a 30-minute video, which I don't want to make. It's already pretty much 30 minutes. But with that out of the way, hope you guys did enjoy the video, and I will see you guys